Thomas in Nightwish, he told me that the so-called simplest songs are the ones that are hardest to write.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that actually. It depends. For me, if there's a simple song, it usually means that it just came out good right away, that you didn't have to work on it for months. That's what it is for me. I mean, everybody's different when they write, and he probably talked about the lyrics, probably because he writes the lyrics.
Yeah, he does everything.
So I think he probably talked about the lyrics. So.
About lyrics, on the same song, Between Two Worlds, you have this line which is, I wish I felt something at all. Nothing's wrong or right, no black or white.
I wish I felt something at all. Nothing's wrong or right, no black or white.
I wonder, what made you write this song about what I would call a limbo, the state of indifference?
Yeah.
It's like, when I think about it, it's the world just as we know it.
Well, it's not my world. It was my world for a year or two. I had some serious problems with things. It didn't show on the outside, but I really did go through a phase when I wrote this song. And that's how I felt, basically. So, and that's not how I feel anymore. But I think that's somehow how people feel from time to time anyway, you know, it really, nothing really matters. You know, if you're depressed enough, nothing, even the fun stuff doesn't even matter anymore.
I was, you know, you're writing the song, you write the lyrics, you have this imagination of how it is, and then I sit there thinking about it, listening to it, and I'm thinking like, the limbo between two worlds. And if we take it on a grand scale, it's like we are now in between the total downfall of humankind and the earth, or we have to start now if we are going to save the world. So in that sense, like between two worlds, okay, that's where humanity is.
Right. So yeah, maybe I didn't think of it. It's much more individual than that. It doesn't have anything to do with the world at large. It's more a personal state of mind, I guess. That's what I was thinking. But I love it that you interpret your way into it. That's great.
It made me think like that.
Yeah, cool. I'm very happy about that actually. People interpret the stuff from based on their own experiences, on their own feelings. You know, words are just words in the end.
When you know that so many people like Hammerfall, there are so many people that are fans of the band, it's easy to hear the lyrics. I wonder, in what way do you feel any kind of responsibility, like you should sing about something that kind of helps people, or is it more like, in my little world I want to write and sing what I feel, and then what if people are happy about it, good, and if not, fuck it.
I mean, of course we have some kind of responsibility, but I don't think that we can write something that others dictate us to write. So I think I haven't done any songs yet, but I think it just comes natural.
Yeah, well, it does. I mean, what you said, it's a little bit of both actually, because it does, the music that we write, we do mainly to please ourselves, you know, that we write the music that we ourselves would want to buy as a fan. That's been, from day one, that has been the goal of the band. And that goes back, of course, to the fact that when we started out, there were no such bands as this. So we didn't find any good music in our opinion. But at the same time, I think, sure, we have a responsibility, but it's another thing we sort of rebelled against a little bit in the early days was the grunge movement. That everything sucked. No matter how good your life was, it was shit.
Thank you.
And I really didn't appreciate that. I didn't approve of it at all. So, you know, when I listen to my favorite bands, and I listen to them now the same as I did 20, 30 years ago. Well, not 30 years ago. I'm not that old. But you know, when I was a teenager, the bands that I was a fan of then, I'm still a fan of those bands, and they give me the same feeling now that they did back then when I listen to them. And there's a lot of, like Dee Snider, for example. He's probably the well, spiritually the most important person in my life when it comes to guidance and stuff. I've never met him, but you know, through his lyrics, because they made me realize that it doesn't really matter what anybody else thinks of my life, as long as I'm living it according to my, you know, that what makes me happy. It doesn't matter if people look down on what I do, because that was the case in the middle of the 90s. You know, people laughed at us going on stage in leather and chains and stuff. But thanks to Dee Snider, it didn't matter to me. No, but you see what I'm getting at? You know, these.
You can say that to the camera.
Thank you, Dee. I love you, man. I wish I could meet you once and shake your hand. But anyway, that was the responsibility and all that. I want to feel empowered. You know, when I listen to Judas Priest or any of the metal music, I feel like there's nothing I can't do. You know, and that has a lot to do with the music, but also the energy in the music, but also the lyrics in like I Am, I'm Me, for example. That song is just perfect when it comes to well, empowering as well. You know, making you feel good about yourself and making you realize that shit, I'm doing this for my own sake. Nobody's going to help me achieve my goals unless they're a really, really good friend of mine. And you know, the world is not a kind place, but if you have belief in yourself, then you this little room around you, that's the safe zone. You know, you can do a lot of things just with that. And that's something that we have in our lyrics a lot, all through from the first album until this one, because that's a life philosophy. It's not just a saying or anything. It's believe in yourself, follow your dreams, because nobody else will help you. You know, nobody's gonna look into your mind and realize this is what he wants to do. I'm gonna do this for him. You know, just do what you want with life so that makes you happy in the end, because that's a very important thing. And have no regrets. You know, it's much better. It's a cliche, but having done something and missed out or whatever, you know that at least I tried. Is 100 times better in the long run than not doing it at all and regretting not doing it because you didn't know what was going to happen. Even if you fail, after a while you get over that as well, and you have done something with your life. That's much better.